Creation. So Annabelle Creation is the latest movie in the Conjuring universe. Is a universe now. It's actually a prequel to the original Annabelle that came out a couple years back, and is this movie good? Well, it's better than the last movie. That's something, right? It's not the scariest movie that the movie's marketing it to be. It's got good horror elements in it, but it's also got those typical cliche horror elements in it that make you just go, oh god, there's idiots in horror movies, right? Like, there were things that worked in the movie, or things that didn't work in the movie, but I do like how this movie does fit into the universe that is The Conjuring, you know, 1, 2, and Annabelle. Oh, and then The Nun that's coming out next year, so I appreciate it in that aspect. But I like how it all connects like one big movie, one big universe. Movie-wise, it's just decent. That being said, look at the pros and cons, but I believe that Annabelle Creation, it comes out next Friday. If you want to see this movie, if you want to see a good horror movie to end off your summer movie season, then you can check this out. You got some time. Here's why. Of adding in the movie, I don't know none of the actors' names. I won't. So I'll just say our main cast in the movie, they were functional. Our two latest girls that are being possessed by the devil this time around, they were pretty decent. They were cool. They're not knocking my socks off. You know, they pretty much are about as much as good as the last couple of victims that you remember from the last 2 Conjuring movies. So pretty much those chicks right there. When they had to be genuinely scared and they looked down a dark ass hallway and it was just pitch black and they saw something scary, they looked scared, and I'm like, well, that's good enough for me. Fine, so acting in the movie, casting the movie is just passable. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Plot in the movie, more or less, is that this movie kind of opens up with this nice family and everything. They have a daughter. You think everything's gonna be fine, right? That daughter, she's gonna have a long, fulfilled life, right? Nope, she gets taken out early in the movie and pretty much like, yeah, now her ghost is pretty much possessing the doll. Yeah. Fast forward about a couple years and now we have this orphanage. You know, they move into the house that the girl used to live in. Now all type of supernatural creepy shit's happening, and you know, they end up discovering the Annabelle doll, and then bad things start happening. Now we have our movie. When they just gonna learn this doll is just, it's evil. Evil! Evil! Now, pros of the movie, I'm going to say that there are elements in the movie that did work. There are horror elements that they brought to this movie that were not in Annabelle or the other Conjuring movies that, you know, stepped it up that I did like. There'd be parts of the movie and shit like that where a character would just like fade back into the darkness and their eyes would just turn real white and everything, and it'd be crazy. I don't want to give it all away, but there were things that worked in the movie that you didn't see in previous Conjuring movies. You're like, oh, that's cool. I might can bring new ideas to the table. And one of the main characters in the movie, she does do smart things in the movies that I get that is kind of a pro. A lot of females in horror movies are just fucking idiots. It's not just one little girl, but I will say, like, this is where we get into the cons in the movie. It's the fact that where every time one person would do something smart, 1 step forward, they would do something dumb and take 5 steps back and make you be like, dumb. It's on the poster, it's not giving it away, but there is a part in the movie where a little girl takes Annabelle, throws her down a well. You're like, okay, just walk away, Annabelle's gone. No, she pretty much just has to, you know, look over the well and make sure Annabelle's gone. You gone, Annabelle? You gone? Literally in the theater, just like, you are literally asking to get pulled down the well. And spoiler alert, she gets pulled down the well. Yo, spoil it for you, oh well. And the movie does feel like a rehash of all the stuff that you saw in The Conjuring. I was really thinking to myself, like, this movie is pretty much like The Conjuring 2. That formula, beat for beat for beat. Family moves into a new house, supernatural stuff starts occurring and stuff like that. And then by the end of the movie, it just goes full poltergeist mode, and the demons just start terrorizing the place and everything, and the girls start getting picked up one by one. This is crazy. It was like, yeah, it was following The Conjuring formula, like bait for bait. Okay, so whether that bothers you or not, that's just the thing you know about the movie. It pretty much is a rehash of The Conjuring 1 and The Conjuring 2, but still better than the first Annabelle. At the end of the day, Annabelle Creation, it didn't piss me off. It's just one of those horror movies that are coming out in August, you know, because they couldn't get in October, because that's too full of, you know, actual good movies. Acting the movie was just passable. The plot in this movie was simple enough. You've seen it done before. It pretty much is a rehash of the last 2 Conjuring movies, but it is more enjoyable than Annabelle, so there's that. That being said, I'm going to say that Annabelle Creation is indeed a 5 out of 10, which is a good time, one time only. As always, guys, subscribe. Until next time.
Here they come, yo.